We may not have a 45th president. Hello, my name is Robert Baynes, and I'm here to tell you why I believe it's very possible we may not even have a 45th president. I know everyone's excited about the election, and I understand that perfectly. We think that if we elect the right person to office, that things will get better and things will change. Well, we've been believing this for at least 40 or 50 years or more. But I'm here to tell you about the real state of the union, the real critical condition that the United States is in. And believe me, the state of the union is critical at this point. I'm here to tell you what the government won't tell you. And part of the reason they won't tell it to you is because they helped create the problem. For instance, you may know that we're over $19 trillion in debt as far as the national debt, but that's only the official national debt. In addition to this, we have over $100 trillion unfunded liabilities. Now, unfunded liabilities are like Social Security, Medicare, and pension plans that the government promised, but they don't have any money to back it. Now, to put this in human terms so you can understand these huge numbers. For example, let's say you made $50,000 a year, but you spent $65,000 a year. And by the way, you already have $290,000 worth of credit card debt. And you have people that worked for you before and other people that you promised another $1.5 million to. Do you honestly think that there's any bank in the world that would really want to loan you money so you could continue this direction you're headed? Now, also you may have seen the movie The Big Short. Now, The Big Short was in 2008, it's based on a true story of how the banking system almost went down. They really have not fixed any of the problems in the banking system. For instance, the 5 largest banks in the United States have over $200 trillion worth of derivatives. Now, derivatives are basically a bet on an underlying asset. Now, to put this in perspective, they have less than $10 trillion in assets. And if you add up the wealth of the entire world, it only comes to $241 trillion. So they've bet almost the wealth of the entire world, hoping that they'll be right. Now, if they're right and everything goes the way they think it will, they can make some money at this. But if it goes wrong, it can go very wrong, because when this $200 trillion starts going against them, they won't have the money to cover it. And now, we also have a very fragile economy. We've got a lot of private debt. We've got a lot of credit card debt. We've got $1.1 trillion in student debt alone, and 11% of that is currently delinquent on their payments. You see, I see our economy like a balloon in a big room full of needles. You never know which needle's going to pop it. But it only takes a small pinprick to pop it. And when that happens, I think crime will rise. I think we're very likely looking at martial law. And there's an executive order that you should check out that's on the White House website today. It was signed March 14th, 2012. It's called the National Resources Preparedness Executive Order. And in that executive order, in case of a crisis that threatens the national security, the president has the right to seize all resources, including all water, all food, all farms, businesses. And I sincerely believe that the government will enact this in case of a crisis like this when crime rises high enough. Now, I wrote a book called The Day the Dollar Died, and you can find that at www.thedaythedollardiedbook.com, or it's also available on Amazon. Well, thank you for listening, and I appreciate your time.